Round 18, Saturday's review. We have a little rant to kick things off. It is about the Cowboys, and then we'll get into the rest from there. But yeah, we're going to go back to front this one with the last game into finishing off with the Doggies game and the Doggies win there. Another thriller. That was the first and the second and the third game. They're very, very cool. But we get to this game, and Cowboys obviously dominated a lot of possession, did some good things. Eagles kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with errors and not being able to get out of their own end, and obviously they ended up getting over the top. And DCE, I can't believe you missed that first one, but that then coincided with a slew of misses by one Chad Townsend, and I'm not blaming him for the misses. We all miss. Well, I don't play, but we all miss drop goals. But a little bit earlier in the game, at 20-18 to the Eagles, we'll set the scene. Drinkwater just goes, I'm just going to bang this over from 43, 44 out. And okay, nice shot, big boy. 20 all. We get an extra time, and it's like, okay, who should probably take this field goal? Who has the most confidence right now in the team, on the whole field, to be able to kick a field goal right now? It's probably DCE, but then secondly, it's probably Scott Drinkwater. How about let's give Chad 3 chances to miss? I think maybe by the third one you go, okay, Scotty, or maybe Val, who has kicked plenty as well. Maybe you can slot one over. I know, Chatty, you kick our field goals normally, our shorter field goals. So that's the first thing. How in the world, by the third chance, does Scotty not got the ball? Especially that third one. They passed it from, was it right to left? Right to left, but Chatty was in a weird position facing the wrong way. He was really open, facing out to the left, like past the post on the left, and just didn't look like he was going to kick that one at all, and completely shanked it left. Shock. And then you've got Drinky, who would be left, from right to left pass, giving it to the left footer, just to open up slightly, catch it, drill it over from 25 out. Yeah, seemed a mistake. That's the first rant. That was just ridiculous how, sport works in a way of confidence for the most part. Pretty much anyone on that field, we'll say about 60% of people on that field can kick a field goal. If they just slotted one over, I think they'd all have a decent amount of confidence to be able to slot one over again. Again, this is just basic psychology. You've played a high enough level of sport myself to know how much confidence affects you. I think by the third one, Chatty confidence might have been a little bit down as well. So maybe give it to the guy that just slotted one over. Second rant. With these guys, why do they set up so close? DC's first one, I know he's kicked plenty and whatever, but he was set up like, I don't know, 6 meters, 7 meters back from the pass. Set yourself up 12 to 15 meters back. The pass is fast enough that the guys can't run out and block your shot, right? And you have a little bit more time to actually set yourself and slot it, right? DC's one was a bit too close. Yes, it'll make them sometimes, and people do if you able to get to the side and just miss the hands coming through. Chatty's ones were all too close as well. He got charged down twice, once, but plenty of pressure on the other two. You had Drinkwater set up 6-7 meters behind him, directly behind. It's just a slightly longer pass. Just get it to him. I don't know, or Chatty, get back a little bit. Like when you're 15 meters out, that's a very, very short drop goal. If anyone's ever gone down to the park and kicked them from 10 and 15 out, they're pretty easy, right? So if you go back another 5 meters, it's not too difficult. And then you get away from the defense. Like there'd be nothing worse than having 3 or 4 blokes just like sprinting at you, trying to stop you from getting it. That pressure would be unreal, right? But yeah, get yourself 5 or so meters back and sort that out. I guess like if you're going to make the dummy half pass at 20, 25 meters or something like that, that's pretty ridiculous. But an extra 5 meters from that shorter pass that they were getting to DCE and Townsend needs to be sorted out, I think, because they'll have to review how they do things, Cowboys, because it wasn't great. And there was one of them they did have like Val set up behind, and then it was like a little bit of like a misdirection type of play, and then they ended up giving it to Townsend, but he was really short, and that's when he ended up missing one of those as well. So that's my rant as a I don't know, just a watcher of sport, a Cows fan obviously as well. I did tip Manly, so it was either way, it was not the end of the world obviously for me on that one, with Cowboys being the more tipped team, but I was just blowing up at that situation, how Drinkwater didn't get the footy. And unfortunate for Chad, we saw this the other night with Nico missing missing his, some of his, end of game efforts, but it happens, right? That's sport, that's psychology, that's confidence, that's all of it in one. That's for sure. So let's get into the nice fantasy side of the game, because I had two great players in this game. So very, very happy with this one. Ruben Cotter ended up being a good hold, thank goodness, because he's missed the last 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, I'm going to hold him for hopefully a 60 next week, which being round 18. And then I might have to sell him from there. So 78 for him with that try. There was a great line run. Good little short pass from Sam McIntyre, but the in and away from Cotter there. Actually beat Olakuatu 1-on-1. Obviously, yeah, he had to sort of dive for the tackle, but he found that gap. And that's what a lot of back rowers seem to struggle to do a little bit sometimes, is actually just, run to the line and then a little movement left or right just to get them, to find that gap. You're running at the player and then a little change of direction to get yourself in the gap with a little bit of acceleration, and you're away. And that's exactly what he showed in that one. So hopefully people are taking notes with that play, because that was beautiful. But 78 for him, 48 tackles, 2 misses. Very similar to that effort of McInnes, who's similar, slightly more minutes, but yeah, 48 tackles. I think he had 1 miss or something, McInnes. But to add that try on top was awesome for Rube. So good stuff there. He was 29 in his first stint in the 31 minutes, and then yeah, smashed it out of the ballpark in the back end. Jeremiah Nanai, he looked awesome in his stint there last night there with the obviously the 82 minutes, 69 points. He looks really hard to handle. The offloads, the tackle breaks, obviously the try assist off that one there were really, really good. And he's been great. He's up to a 48 average, which still seems a little bit low, but he has these massive games and then has the 30 odds in there as well. And I think 1 game off the bench. So Jeremiah, good stuff from him. Cotter now with the 78. The question really is, do you sell him or not? That's probably the main worry we've got on our hands as to what to do there, because I think there's a good chance you either, especially with a loss here, actually might back up post-Origin. But if he plays 70 minutes in that type of game, I just don't see it happening. So he could be out around 19, 20, and then he's obviously got the bye in 25 as well. So there's a few things to worry about with Cotter. We'll have to have a look at it. Obviously, Colin Matangi and these guys are doing great things, and I could get scores out of them the next 2 weeks and that round 25 as well. So that's 3 extra games I can get a really good score out of. That's the kind of the question with Rubes. DCE was 68, so yeah, a great score from him. Only the 4 in negatives, which was awesome. He had 4 line break assists. That's very, very impressive. But on that right-hand side, with Garrick and Olakuatu back, both really, really impressive runners of the footy, and he likes to get them plenty of balls, so that's helping out for sure. And he had the 1 line break assist to Olakuatu, but obviously Sabi down that side was doing good things, and Kohler and the like. So yeah, that's DCE. Have a look at him post-Origin. Garrick, thank goodness for this. What a return it was. He started pretty slow. He had the error off the offload. He had a couple of missed tackles in there pretty early, and then just really turned it on and got back into his groove after missing basically like 4 weeks of footy, because he had the concussion, missed a couple of games with the concussion and the bye, and back into it. So it took him a sec, but 68 with just the 1 try assist, basically all in base there, 18 in tackles after the negatives, and 18 in running as well. So 36 there. And then just got it in tackle breaks, offloads, and 1 turnover tackle there with the goals obviously as well. So yeah, a bit across the board for Garrick, and he's going to be a really tremendous asset over the next, the rest of the season, the next 9 rounds for him, which will be great. And the 68 kind of nullifies his price drops as well after that concussion game. So good stuff there. Look to him as a buy for sure. Olakuatu 64. So if you did jump on early this week, you got him obviously undervalued at 665. I think he will be a target for some people post-Origin as well. They do miss 1 game after that, Manly, but he's a tremendous player and is underpriced based on his average for now. Sabi 63 unfortunately went off with the injury there, so hopefully he is okay. But 63 with 3 tries, 3 line breaks there. 1 of them come off Garrick, so that was nice. Nathan Brown, what about this? 53 minutes in the end, 56 points there. So he has turned on the PPM. I don't know how that's ended up, coming about there for Nathan, but he was getting like 60 minutes for 30 and stuff like that during the first portion of the season, and he's just gone nuts here with no negatives there. So if you do own and you did play him this week, congratulations there on that one. He's going to make some cash there for sure. Drinky and Kohler both got 50, so we'll take that. Obviously, if you're a Kohler owner, you'll definitely take that. You end up with, according to according to sort of the NRL app there, he was up at over 300 meters, but we'll take 290 here on the fantasy app there. 290 run meters, 7 tackle breaks, a line break, and a try assist. So really good for him on that one. Yeah, if he keeps his spot, which he might do after the win, I think that really helps his chances to keep his spot in that fullback jersey for sure. And then Drinky there with 50. So could be a hold. I understand people might want to sell as well, but he's going to be around 20. And if he can get scores like this for the majority of the time, obviously last week was a bit of a blip, and against the Panthers too, and hopefully it's more like this with those kind of run meters. If he can do that, he's going to get offloads. He's going to get tackle breaks and tries assists for sure, and that incredible field goal will give him some confidence as well for the rest of his game, I'd imagine too, so knowing that he can kind of do everything on that park. But yeah, Cola, an interesting buy next week if he's still there. Luke Brooks with 49, a much better game from him. Base stat wise, had 376 kick meters in the end, so they used him obviously along with DCE. It was just a massive kick meter game back and forth for both those guys. Robson with 47 in this one, so yeah, a little bit of a slightly lower one, but he had 5 missed tackles and only 18 run meters. So that was, much lower than what he has been doing. So hopefully he's all good. They just didn't allow him to get out and run, and was part of their strategy. McIntyre, I said, did solid. Kyle Feldt still scoring great tries. Loved his Cowboy celebration there. Bully Moore, 42 and 35. So it's a great game through the middle, base stat wise, for all of these guys. You see Brown there doing good things. Simpkin had 53 tackles. Taumlolo looked pretty good out there, 187 run meters. Simpkin, as I said, Sipley 40 in his 44 minutes, so really, really solid without any negatives, which was great. So an offload, 2 tackle breaks, 119 run meters, and 21 tackles. You'll take that for sure as an owner at the 382 price. But who would have thought that Brown, not in the starting side, but obviously got more minutes in the end, and has shown obviously with Gerbo there that he's an important cog out there. So yeah, both those guys, good options it looks like going forward. Tommy Talau is a really solid outing for him with 38 in base. Hilm Luki, unfortunate for him, he was doing really well. I think at halftime he was 33 and then only played the 56 minutes. So tough times there for owners. You're looking at a cracking score. We'll speak about Jerome Hughes shortly. I thought I was looking at a good score there too. But Val Holmes with the 32. Lawton there 31. Townsend picked up that try. He had a tough game, didn't he? I forgot about that. He butchered that try at the start, and then he got that second try not long after. So he could have had a double. Wild how that one ended up. 7 missed tackles, and what turnaround that is, 28 points, and an error for him there on that one. Burbo with 42 minutes for 23. So obviously not ideal there for owners of him. Not many though, I'd imagine. Finn got 15, so that he's definitely, his time in the side is done. I think you probably should have traded him this week, but if you haven't, look to trade him as well. Alrighty, why don't we just go through the other? Let's do it. No, I said I would do it later. Tigers and Storm. So we have some issues in this scoring wise in this game. Wishy, what a man just to kick things off. But both him and Hughes had 8 points taken away from him in the last minute there. So Wishart had an offload taken away. I don't know why it was only them two, but then Hughes had his offload taken away, which he got like a couple of minutes before. So 3 minutes 40 to go. He had that offload to Will Rawbrick. A couple of minutes, 20 seconds before he had that kick that went up where Appy jumped and ran straight into his leg. So he might actually be in trouble, Appy. But yeah, so he had the offload there. He got up to 53 and then he was straight down to 45. And I was like, what? And then Wishart was 78 down to 70. So hopefully that gets fixed up. Because he lost his offload there. And then Hughesy lost his offload. So I'm hoping for at least to get him back to 50. And as captain, obviously, I did not think at 35 at halftime that he was any chance of, well, I was hoping anyway, of going under Nico Hines the way he played that game when Hughes had a good game. Like, just wild how fantasy works sometimes. But this game was just so side to side. And then obviously so many points in the back end, 68 there across the game. There was no points for Hughes for like a 15-minute period there, which was gross. He'd picked up I think 4 points in 25 minutes at one point in that second half, which was gross. Just so many tries, and then obviously the side-to-side nature of it. Tigers just going that way, and Storm finding ways to score in with Farlongo going over for a couple of tries and these types of things there. But Wishart, completely dominant performance, 6 goals in this one, a try, a couple of line breaks, and he did move in the second half to the hooking position when Garlic went down injured. So hope that the Garlic is okay. It doesn't seem like it'll be too long of an issue with back spasms, so they have a bye this week coming up, so you should be good to go after that anyway. Wishart. 29 tackles in the end for 1 miss. Good run meters. Did have a couple errors in the end, but forced drop out there as well. So doing great things across the board, and hopefully we do get another week out of him in round 20. I think we will, in the 5/8 position. And keep it up. Keep it up, Tyron. You're absolutely crushing. Speaking of crushing, we had 18 points from Pappenhausen in turnovers and try savers, but he did have 3 line breaks, a try assist, and a try. So awesome from Pap there. And I'm really, really hoping that Hughes can get that try assist for Pap as well. But I think unlikely at this stage. I thought like he held it up well and then zipped out a pass to get him there one-on-one with the defense traveling sideways, and he just burnt them easily. Like I felt like that was a try assist that we could have got, but I don't think they like him when they're a little bit too far out of the line. Like he still had sort of 5 meters or so to run before the defense and then do his magic. So yeah, unfortunate for that. But Pap, good score there. Buller 62. What a return game from him. 2 try assists and a try in this one. Good run meters there. So after his shocker last week, good bounce back for owners. For Neil Pole, he ended up getting a good try there, picking up 61 points, running for good meters as well. So great game from him. Eli Gatoa with 58, picked up 2 line breaks and a try, but negatives were just through the roof. Neg 20 for this game. So he could have been a 60-odd 70, but yeah, the 7 missed tackles falling off him was really what we saw the most part of it, which was frustrating there for sure, but good for owners. Is still a 58, priced under 50. That's good stuff. Galvin, 56 with that try there, untouched. Good stuff from him on the left there, as always. Offloads, good tackle numbers, good run meters. A little bit lower on the kick meters, but yeah, didn't need that as much. He had Aiden Caesar kicking for 79, so kick meters was extremely low for the Tigers, surprisingly there. 160 between them. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? When do you see that? Like, Hughes is obviously way down, which we'll get to in a sec as well. Just with the side-to-side nature, slows down the game. There's less base stats, which you can see there. The highest tackle number there is a 38 from Coruscant in the whole game. So, yeah, that shows that stats are a little bit weird in this game. So when we get to guys that got in the 30s, like Fainu, Blore, and these types of guys, it was just never going to be their type of game at all, unfortunately, unless they got any attacking stats. But Galvin, really solid hold all season, averaging 51.2 for a guy that was on the bench game 1. Well, was meant to be on the bench game 1. Wasn't trials anyway, so incredible stuff for an 18-year-old. Happy Coruscant, good bounce back game for him, 55. He's been really consistent, surprisingly, outside that the 28 last week. So he was a better player than Cook in the end, which was a gamble you could have taken if you needed to spend a little less cash, and he picked up a try assist there and the 4 goals. So good stuff for Appy in a game where it was a lot of points. He managed to do really well. 3 missed tackles and error, 2 penalties. Still didn't cook him in that one there. Anderson moved to 5'8" at halftime there. Worked out well for him. Hughesy, as I said, had a pretty good game, but base stats were low. Only 293, so cost him 5 or 6 points there. Run meters a bit lower for him. Did have 8 in negatives, which is not too bad, but only 14 tackles there. And had a couple of try assists and stuff, but just it wasn't to be. No turnovers, no try savers, all that kind of thing. Hopefully he does get that offload. At least get him a 50. That's 8 extra points for me. That is very, very helpful in these type of weeks when I'm not carrying Latrells and these types of guys. So that's what I'm hoping for. And any owners, rejoice with me. Bateman, 39. Yeah, he was doing pretty well actually. He was 30 at half time or something, and then that slowed down. Adam Dewey, 38. Samuela Fainu there with 38. Just a normal game, I suppose, for him. Someone priced at 563, it's fine. He's got 143 meters in the belt. 31 tackles, no offloads, 1 tackle break. Yeah, nothing going on there. It's fine. In this type of game, you had Warbrick with a try. Sua, far longer with 2 tries as well. 64 meters, just crazy. He's he should have had a lot more. He probably should have got a 50 in this one with that long range try, which wasn't to be. But that's that. Howarth with 34, so pretty solid in there in the centers. Does he keep the spot? That's the big question. Blory with 33, 65 minutes is just a killer. So I'm contemplating whether I can sell him. It's probably I think straight to a Madison. There's probably a pretty good upgrade. I'd say closer to, if Madison keeps close to 80 minutes on an edge, I think it's a 10-point upgrade, which would probably be enough, and a scorer in round 19, but obviously you miss him in 20, so you got that to contend with. But thank God he got 2 offloads there. They hardly give him the ball. It's just reminding me of Lero in the back end of last year, just battling to get a 40 score out of him. Thankfully for Blore, it's not in missed tackles. It's just in him not getting the footy and not many tackles made, to be fair. But not all of that, not as bad as Stefano in his 54 minutes there. Obviously for middles, as I said, it was going to be really low. They were sending it left to right, right to left. So run meters were going to be low in this one. He had 4 missed tackles and only made 22, so was never going to be the play. I do think he'll improve week to week. Obviously, we've seen what he can do, and hopefully games are played a little bit more through the middle for him to be able to score a bit better. So don't panic on that one. Nelson, unfortunately, picked up a hamstring injury, so that was pretty tough, and he'll be out for a little bit, especially as a bigger fella as well. And who else we got? Kane Bradley played the 80 in the end, Safar 22 and 34. He'll need to go very, very shortly, and Matamua 23 for him in that one. So yeah, hopefully just those stats get fixed up and I'll be a happy chavvy. I'm already happy, but extra happy. That's what we need to say. Doggies and the Wars. Just before we get into that, just have a quick look at sort of top 1,000 where they are. Just, if you're in somewhere in the top 5 or 10,000, you can draw some comparison for this. But average trades left 2.2. They're actually higher than me now, which is sad. I have to go on double for me. Teams with 0, 237, 193 with 1, 183 with 2. So that comprises more than half. So it's 430. And then, about 610 or so have 2 or less trades in the top 1,000. Trades used, 40% have 0, 32% for 1, 21% for 2. And a few people went all out with the 4. Yeah, captaincies there. Hines end up being the best out of the top 3. So that comprises like 70% or 75% or something of everyone. The troll captainers, you did well. Isaiah Yeo, pretty solid as well. Moses and Cook and Carrigan all in the bin, unfortunately. But players remaining, guys, we will see a big change in rankings come the last game because most people are looping with bye players, which means their scores won't be counted, or the ones you're looping, until the final game starts. So I personally have 5 left with 2 loopers, so 3 plus 2 to make the 5. So I should hopefully be making some ranks. 9.3% of teams have 5 there. If you are at the 3, I think you'll hold ranks, most likely, from where you are right now. 2, I think you'll lose ranks there today, be probably in a really good position in ranks beforehand, and then 4, you'll gain some ranks as well. So anyone with 6 or 7, you're absolutely flying. So good stuff there. That'll be a fun day for you. Hopefully your players score well, but yeah, popular trade outs. Obviously Harry Grant's been traded out 133, Jeremy Marshall King, plenty as well. Manu weeks already, early, so I understand it for sure. Brown, they went early. Some people went early on Sewer. Hands, they lost, let go early. Sharp, fair enough. So yeah, pretty solid on that. Big trade-ins last night. Obviously Kohler with his good score of 50. Had Madison a good trade-in as well. Cook a little bit of a low one. Same with Hines. Sipley was good. And then we've got Greg the leg today. And yeah, Hassan Kolomatangi. So good stuff for Kolomatangi buyers on that one. All right, let's get into that. Doggies and Wars game. What about Mitchy Barnett? He was incredible again. He just keeps getting better and better. This last 5 weeks has been monstrous. He was like a 620 price. He's gone up over 100K and he's going to go up another 50 or something like that in this one. Just absolutely incredible for him. 108 is his score. A try assist there, but 5 offloads, 5 tackle breaks, 54 in tackles for 2 misses, 226 run meters. So he could not be stopped in this game, and he absolutely deserved a win. But what do we do with him? We're probably going to have to buy him in round 20, aren't we? Is he going to keep it going, though? It's probably the question, right? Can he keep this up? Because it's a 5-game sample size. It's a lot, but he's going to be priced at like 55 or something after this. And look, he's been doing it easy and 108 coming off, but can he continue doing it? Getting that almost full game, basically. He's had 6 minutes off. Speaking of guys that are putting in that work at the moment, Maxi King, wow. 66 last week, 68, 69, whatever it was, into a 74 here in the 69 minutes with a couple, obviously, plenty in extra time, which was helpful for him. But 56 tackles for no misses is incredible. 141 run meters and 1 offload. He is a spectacular man. After people were looking at potentially selling him a couple of weeks ago, I hope they didn't, because he's averaged over 70 or 70 exactly in his last 2 games, which is wild. For those that were looking at selling Curran as well, he's bounced back tremendously with a 72 in 57 minutes. So incredible PPM. Good offload numbers, plenty of running of the footy, a line break there. Didn't have anyone to end up passing it to when he got through. With 37 tackles, 3 misses, much better game, no errors for him. So he'll keep up those minutes. He played Yeah, he went off for a little bit, didn't he? Because he came on with 57 to go, but they had the extra time, so he was great. Burton as well, 66, so pretty good, obviously, numbers game. Plenty of players over 50 just because of the extra minutes, and a lot of it played through the middle, which you see he gets a lot of those big tackle numbers. When you got the game after, highest tackles of 38, and you got Reed Marnie with 69, King and Barnett with 56 and 54 each. It's pretty wild with Wade Egan getting 55. Guys down here even not even scoring incredibly well with 40 and 39 and stuff like that. So crazy game. These are close scoring ones, that's for sure, that are played through the middle. Burton 66, he had a good one, obviously 650 kick meters, finally pulled out the spiral very late in the game. Get it going more. It's the two spirals that he did. Second one he didn't even hit that good, and it still was so hard to take. So should be doing that more often. Sometimes I understand if you're under a bit of pressure, sure, but most of the time you can get deep enough that you can throw it up there for sure. So he was good. Good return game from him. Last couple anyway. Adam Fanua-Blake 64 in 67 minutes. So a much better game from him. Negatives were non-existent apart from one penalty. So he got back for his owners with a nice score there of 64. Well needed, that's for sure. So keep hold of him, and people looking at selling him. It was a big mistake. I'm looking at buying him potentially in around 20 or 21. So just because of the price that he's ended up at for knowing what we can get out of him. Cowboys 59, Reed Marnie 58 with 69 tackles. So obviously a little bit lower. Didn't get to do much else other than one kick out of dummy half and 16 run meters with a few negatives. So only 4 tackles from 69 made is just ridiculous for Reed. Good stuff there for owners of him. Worked out better than getting Cook. Walker played the full 88 and had 58 points there for this one. We thought this would be the case with Topple being out with his wrist injury. Just some news on... we have heard news on Latrell, obviously. Nothing concrete yet, but his foot's cooked, and preliminary reports from inside before scans there from the Bunnies are saying that they reckon up to a month, 3 to 4 weeks. So not ideal for owners, obviously. He's got cracking scores, and not ideal for New South Wales either. So we'll find out more information there coming up. We do have Hudson Young out for the Raiders in today's game, along with Adam Elliott is also out. So maybe illness or something. I didn't read what happened, but they're both out of this game. What else we got? That's about it, I think, on those guys. So keep going down the list. Sexton with 53, Carraz with 52. Very, very happy with I was going to say Jason Mraz. Jacob Carraz there with 52 with that 3 offloads, 5 tackle breaks, only the 4 in negatives and 214 run meters, 6 kick defusals. So we'll take that for sure. 7 tackles, 2 misses. Anything with positive tackle-wise is always a good thing. So keep sticking with him as a keeper. He has a bye this week, but that's fine. Hold on to him and Maxi King. And also Reed Marnie and these types of guys. Kick out with a 52 with a nice catch off the kick for a try. Wade Egan, for owners that stuck with him, a 50, priced at $4.52. I know you probably bought him a lot higher, but that's that. Roger with 49. So if Chance is out for a while, Roger becomes an interesting prospect at $4.62. You got some cheap guys in there. Does have a bye this week, so we'll speak about it further coming into round 20. But if it's a longer absence for Chance, we will see Roger play in that fullback slot and be very, very important, I imagine, for some people that are interested in him. 40, 47, you had Jazz Tavanga there, 48. Bailey Hayward, he's an interesting prospect, I think, at that cheap price after their bye. He could be a guy that plays the rest of the season there at obviously half. If you get that mid-jaw, would be cool. I'm not sure if he will. He end up getting moved back to the bench in this one, but played 55 minutes. He looks really good for him. I think he's very, very helpful for this side, and he'll be somewhere in the 30s, I think, as an average for being priced at 20-ish. 20, what's that going to be, 22 or 23 or something like that, maybe a little bit higher post this game. So that's ideal. If anyone looking at him, Tracy 39, Tamati Martin 39. Unfortunately, no attacking stats for him, but still a solid score with that. And Chanel Harris-Tavita 35, for anyone who's stuck with him. He had 512 kick meters in the end, so well above that of Tamate. So crazy how that one ended up. Crichton with 34, solid enough. Same with Bronson Sherry. Unfortunately for him, a longer range try and a try saver, and he still gets 33. Pretty gross. Wilson 29. Salmon, fractured jaw. Not good for Salmon. So he'll be out for a little bit, and coincides beautifully with Preston returning. So look at Preston for sure in round 20. So many guys to look at in round 20, that's for sure. gee, they would have liked Tantor Picky to come in for this game, but yeah, tough loss for Warriors and a great win for the Doggies. But we'll speak about all the footy side of it a little bit more come the video tonight, which will be fun. Sam Hughes, only the 1 and a bit stints. He got 26 minutes in the first stint, then only came back on with 3 minutes to go. So they're really just trusting the guys with a bit more experience, which is fair enough. And yeah, that's it, I think, for our 3 games for Saturday night. I wish you all the best of luck for the last 2 in 4 hours there. The Roosters Dargans into the Raiders Knights. As I said, I've got Willison and Iro to come in as my loopers. So 80 points there, which puts me to like 789, I think, with 3 players to go. So not too bad. Hopefully we get a Hughes offload, which would be good. Hopefully I can make a couple of ranks. I think I'll be pretty close to that number that I started the week with. I'm just inside the 1,000 now, and hopefully we can continue moving on from there. So good luck today, and we'll catch you in that review tonight of the 5 things we learnt, and then the review tomorrow of that final 2 games. See you, team.